I'm going to be talking about how you have to be perfect before you should start. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And I've got some time to do it because, of course, I arrived so early. I'm in my second of 3 midterm tests to get my black belt. So in December, I'll be testing for my black belt, and tonight I have my second one here. So I am on board here, and I got to look way over to the side. This is so new, trying to figure out exactly with Periscope how to use the new functionality with the landscape. So again, I'm going to be talking about being perfect before you should get started. I really want to make sure everybody was on the same page with this, because this is a big, huge question, and this was something that came to my mind when I was actually on Michael Hyatt's Periscope this morning, listening to him and talking about his journey with doing a Periscope every day for the first 30 days, and he wanted to give his perspective on what he thought about it. Let's get started, because I of course want to make sure that my brain is free for when I am about to go in and test. And I got here too early. I read the instructions wrong. I thought that because tonight there is an insane amount of people getting their black belt test tonight, and so I thought that they divided our groups up, the ones that were just doing the midterms, to be earlier. So I kind of bummed, but it's actually good because now I can talk with you guys now. My name is Christine, and I am building in business and network marketing, and I've been working as an independent consultant with Shalene Johnson's company, Powder Blue Productions, from 2000 to 2011. And with that, I was able to help groom a lot of entrepreneurs to start and launch their businesses, help them really understand how to schedule their time, how to professionally speak, and how to actually get to be successful doing a business where, it's really a challenge. So that was my journey, was really starting again in 2000, helping entrepreneurs launch a business in health and fitness that they loved. And it was a big, huge learning curve, and I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning because I was listening to a person that I was working with, and she was telling me how I should act, and some of the things that she was telling me not to do was don't respond to their emails. So don't be so quick to respond to their emails, and never give them the exact answer that they need. Like, she was telling me how to work with them, and it wasn't feeling good, but I was trying to follow, of course, direction. And I tweaked and, figured it out along the way. But that's how I got started. In the past 7 years, I've been in network marketing, and that, of course, is with Team Beachbody. So with Team Beachbody, I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me, and gosh, I thank you guys so much, first of all, for sharing this and for following me and getting all these nuggets out of these scopes and applying them to your business. And I get a lot of people that are personally messaging me, wanting me to review their bio that they put up, or I didn't quite get this opt-in form that you taught us right. Can you fix it for me? And other people wanted me to personally mentor them. I'm so sorry. I cannot do that. That's why I am offering my time like this, because I can virtually train you like this, but my responsibilities are to personally train the coaches that I'm working with directly with Team Beachbody in my network. So that, of course, is my Team Platinum Presenters. That's where basically I got to let you guys know. I want to teach you this way, and I've been helping entrepreneurs become really successful. My team and organization has grown the largest amount of people within the whole company, over 163,000 large, and it has groomed the most amount of millionaires and most successful coaches in the network. And it's a lot of the techniques that we'll do. All right, so I wanted to talk about being perfect before you actually get started. And again, I got this idea when I was listening to Michael Hyatt, and he was talking about, getting going in this Periscope, and a lot of people being so fearful, of course, first for putting their own Periscopes out. So I got to give you some context to that, because, of course, grooming a lot of entrepreneurs in their businesses. So I've seen a lot of people that have been fearful to be able to launch in their business. Obviously, with working with entrepreneurs for 15 years, it's always scary to do something that you're brand new at and you don't know yet, and you're trying to figure it out, and you don't want to fall, you don't want to make a fool out of yourself, you don't want people laughing at you. Oh, they're not going to laugh at you. Like, you don't want that. And I understand that, because, of course, I'm human too. But when it comes to really building your business, which, of course, a lot of you guys are on here for that reason, I don't know why you'd be giving up your Friday night otherwise. But when you're building your business, you have to do a lot of things that you probably have never done before. And a lot of it may be just talking to people and sharing your business or your products or your services. Maybe the first time that you ever do that. And it is scary, as well as just joining a business. So for instance, if you're like me and you're in network marketing, you join and then you try to learn as much as you can before you start to apply. If you are your own entrepreneur trying to launch your own business, many times an entrepreneur will study from a lot of different people before they even put a blog up or even getting their own Facebook page going. The thing with with getting started in your business, especially if it's for yourself, we really have that tendency that we just don't want to show up and fail because we don't want people to make fun of us, of course. And so what a lot of people will do is they'll get into this constant learning mode. And a lot of you guys are here learning a lot on Periscope, following a lot of different people, and you're taking in a lot of information. But are you applying it? Or are you still just like, well, no, I haven't got my opt-in form up yet because I didn't really have a good freemium or a gift that I wanted to get out, and I wanted to do more research on it first, so I didn't put it out yet. Is that you? So some of you said, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Basically, if you are trying to build your business in any degree, if you're working for someone, if you are working network marketing, if you are working as an entrepreneur, you have to build your list of contacts. And the way to build your list of contacts is, of course, to publicly use social platforms. I mean, honestly, it's cake to use social platforms to be able to build a following of people that don't live next door to you. You don't need to build your business locally. I build it everywhere. I moved from New York down to Texas, and I don't have a huge team right here in Texas because I build it everywhere. I've got Canadian coaches. I've got them all over the states. So the thing that you need to do is build your list, because what if Mark Zuckerberg says, screw it, I'm done. I don't want this Facebook anymore. It's too much trouble. And he just shuts it down. Too many times people are building their business on sand. Those businesses, those social platforms can just go away. And then it's kind of comical when I work with entrepreneurs and I say, okay, tell me how big your list is. How many contacts do you have on your list? And they go, well, I have 500 followers on Facebook. No, you don't. You don't have a list. Those people are not yours. You cannot communicate with those. So you need to have a list. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you want to know more about what I'm talking about, go to my youtube.com/Christine Dwyer and just look in the playlist that have the live Periscopes that I've been doing, because I teach you step by step how to create a freemium and also get it out there with a sign up form so that you can do that. Okay, so you need to do that. You need to do that, first of all. Some of you responded and said, nope, I'm still learning, or I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so this fits right into what we're talking about tonight. So for those of you who are constantly learning mode because you're scared to step out in front and you just don't want to make mistakes and you don't want to look a fool, and you really want to make your business, you want to make it successful, you want to make some money, you really want to be out there and get some accolades for yourself, but you're just never going to jump because you're still learning. You're still protecting yourself. You're protecting yourself. You're always learning. You're on Periscope. You're on YouTube. You're searching and you're in your back office. Learn, learn, learn. Once I figure this out, I will do it. When is that day? It's the same question or same statement that a lot of people say, when we get out of debt, we're going to have a baby. A lot of times they have babies without even planning on it. But when you're trying to get out of debt, what's the YouTube video? Just go to youtube.com/Christine Dwyer, and it's titled something like opt-in email sign up. It teaches you something like that. Obviously, look for those terms and you'll be able to find it. So if you're constantly waiting for that to happen before this happens, good luck. You're never going to be able to be a success. You'll never be able to achieve what you've been writing on your dream board and your vision board. It'll still sit on up there. You have to do. You just have to get out there and do. You can't be perfect. There is no perfect. It's always learn along the way. So for many people, again, I know you're very scared about, putting yourself out there for your business and telling people that you're even in business. Well, first of all, you just have to decide that what you're doing is something good. If you're scared to put yourself out there and let people know what you're doing for your home business, then you're not in the right business, because I would never withhold that information. I have helped a lot of people change their lives. I've seen a lot of people change their lives by deciding to do something that they've never done before, but also for working for themselves. So, and I'm super passionate about what I do too. I don't second guess this opportunity. Now, if I was selling something that I didn't believe in and I was trying to sell it because it was all about just make a quick buck, then sure, no, I would not want to be in that business, because that business is, that one I can't stand behind. I will only stand behind what I will stand behind. And that, of course, I'll do it passionately. So, I'm going to turn this air off. It's like drying my eyes out. Okay. Really? So, why am I titling this about with the my eyes are all dry now? With being perfect. Have you ever tried to cook something that you've never cooked before? You've never ever cooked, like you may not even be a great cook. And so you take out the recipe and you start looking at the recipe, and rather than just going to the grocery store and getting all the ingredients and coming home and just follow the plug and play recipe that's there that says just do this, do that, do this, and you'll have a meal. You decide, okay, I am going to make this amazing casserole, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to research every ingredient that they're asking me to put in, because I want to make sure that every ingredient that I do put in is going to interact well with another ingredient. And I want to make sure that there's no conflict and that it's going to come out perfect. So before I just follow this recipe and just do it, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to keep researching. I'm just going to research those different ingredients just to make sure that I understand it before I go out and do this whole meal. Does that make sense to you? Have you ever done that? Have you had a recipe? Let me know. Have you had a recipe and you just went on the internet and Googled every little ingredient to see how it was going to react? How are those onions going to react with the tarragon? Does that make sense? Cool. Because that's exactly what you're doing. There is no perfect, first of all. If you are not doing periscopes and you're just on them, if you don't have any intention to do periscopes, then don't. If you don't have anything really to say and you just want to be like, hey, I'm like sitting in my car today, you want to see the trees? Like, don't do that. Obviously, that's not good. Unless that's what your following wants to see from you, like you're Kim Kardashian or something. But really, the majority of people building on Periscope are sharing value. So that's the key. If you're trying to be perfect, if you're trying to learn before you implement, when is the baby coming? When are you ever going to get pregnant? And so if you missed that part, it's because a lot of people wait before they're debt-free, before they want to have a baby. So just go. Just do it. Here's the thing. Just like riding a bike, and I hate using the analogy, but it was the only one that came to my mind. So with riding a bike, the only way to learn how to ride a bike was to get on it and fall off, and fall off, and fall off. I still have scars on my knees from all those fall-offs that I did. But you finally got it eventually. The same thing with your business. Same thing with periscoping. So if periscope is your big fear, get on, make a mess of it. Because here's the good news. Don't save them to catch, and don't publicly post them, and they're gone in 24 hours. Who cares? Right? Who cares? Do your first periscopes, because if you don't want anybody to know record about them, just don't put them to catch and just let them disappear after 24 hours. And you'll learn along the way. That goes with everything. You can share your business opportunity with someone and be super duper scared because that person is so successful. They always do amazing in their job and they would be perfect doing this with me, but I am like not as achieved as them. They would never want to work with me doing this. So if you share the business with that person and you fall all over yourself, totally embarrass yourself, you're all red-faced and you say way too much and you totally ruin sharing your business, what can you do? Oh, well, you've learned from that. And then the thing that I always recommend is that you go back to that person a little later and say, you know what, I'm so sorry that I vomited all over you when I first got into the business. I totally was brand new and, of course, nervous because you're so successful. And I think that you'd be amazing at this. And then you just keep fixing how and what you've learned. So the only way to be successful is to get started, sign up, and get going. It's not the end of the world. You know what? We think people are paying attention to us more than they are paying attention to us. Here's the truth. They're paying attention to themselves. They're just looking at their selfies that they took. That's it. Don't worry about it. People are not over-evaluating you. They're not. And again, if you're nervous about this, just delete your stuff. If you put something up and it doesn't work, just delete it. It's no big deal. They aren't paying your bills. Totally true, KC Browser. Exactly. You got to work for you. And that's exactly where your success is going to take place. So stop trying to evaluate that recipe, get on the bike, and just start doing what you're going to do. So tell me in the comments, please, your scary thing you're just going to do. Please tell me in comments, what are you scared about that you keep using the excuse, I got to learn a little bit more. I got to learn a little bit more. What are you going to do? Tell me what it is. No more learning. No more learning. What are you going to do? You are much further ahead than General Society 101 because you are taking action on your life. You see a bigger picture for your life, and you're not accepting the box that we were told to go work in. We were told to go to college, get a degree, or get a trained, I can't even think of the term, where you go for training for a specific skill. We were told to work for people. That's the thing. We're not. You guys are much further ahead, and the people who stand back and make fun of what you're doing, criticize you, tell you it's not going to work, it's because they're too scared to do it themselves. And that's their way of preventing you from leaving the herd. It's their way of making you come back because they need to still feel good about themselves for not making risky decisions and changing their life. So you're the one that's already ahead. Keep doing what you got to do. You're going to keep that having success, and you got to just get out there.